All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Dream as you rule well, who I learn this truth from. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom Shabbat. Because today is the Sabbath. It's sundown over here at the moment. So, shalom Sabbath. And I was just watching the Elder Apostle Ramlar's video, and I got to thinking now, these people, they love treatment, they never speak. These people have never cured anything, I'll just look this up real quick. Has there been a cure for, or let's not go for cancer, let's just go for anything. Let's see if they come up. Is there a cure for a disease? The term cure means that after medical treatment the patient no longer has that particular condition anymore. Some diseases can be cured, others like hepatitis B have no cure. The person will always have the condition, but medical treatments can help manage the disease. So yeah, there you have it. Now, has any diseases been cured? 2 infectious diseases have successfully been eradicated: smallpox and rinderpest. There are 4 ongoing programs targeting poliomyelitis, yaws, dracunculiasis, and malaria. So, of all the diseases in the world, this devil has only cured 2: smallpox and rinderpest. I don't even know what rinderpest is. Let's see what rinderpest is. Rinderpest disease. Rinderpest, also known as cattle plague, was a disease caused by the rinderpest virus, which primarily infected cattle and buffalo. Infected animals suffered from symptoms such as fever, wounds in the mouth, diarrhea, discharge from the nose and eyes, and eventually death. Now, when it affects his real bottom line, he'll come up with a cure, because you can't have cattle dying, because this man wants to make money off it and then use it as a carrier to really poison the people. So he couldn't have cows dying on him, so he come up with a cure when he needs to. It's funny how they come up with a cure for rinderpest and what was the other one? Rinderpest and smallpox. I mean, come on. Smallpox? Let's see what smallpox is. I think I had smallpox as a kid. Before smallpox was eradicated, it was a serious infectious disease caused by the variola virus. It was contagious. Now, what is origin of smallpox? Because scriptures don't speak about this. Smallpox is thought to have originated in India or Egypt at least 3,000 years ago. The earliest evidence for the disease comes from the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses V, who died. His mummified remains show telltale pock marks on his skin. Now, 3,000 years, it seems oddly coincidence that this is really the rise of these devils, and that's when smallpox come in. So I don't know, it seems like these people killed something that they're responsible for. They're saying it was the pharaoh, but these people lie. Now, again, cure usually refers to a complete restoration of health, while treatment refers to a process that leads to an improvement in health but may not include the complete elimination of disease. So really and truly, he's not curing you. Medical care given to a patient for an illness or injury is the same things, and we know why. These scriptures come out for a reason. Job 13:4, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Oh, that ye would altogether hold your peace. So it's like, right, I beg you, shut up. And it should be giving your wisdom. So if this man just kept his mouth shut and stayed in his place, that would be wisdom to him. Because when he goes forth to spread his quote-unquote wisdom, it's really just wickedness and just foolishness. Because ultimately, when you're spreading wickedness, you're being a fool, because this is against the complete order of the Most High. Hear now my reasoning, and hearken to the pleadings of my lips. Will ye speak wickedly for the Most High and talk deceitfully for him? So this guy pretends to be the Most High and to speak for the Most High. He puts up his images Hamashiach. He pretends that God has a white finger in the clouds, so he just acts like he's God, but really and truly he can't do anything that the Most High can do. All he does is just imitate things badly because he's an imitator. And this is speaking about those same people. We're talking about a VAC for the CLV, and that VAC that they're coming out with. It's treatment, but it like, before I go into in more scriptures say prevention is better than a cure. So they're saying they're gonna prevent it, but we all know it comes with side effects, which is what a lot of these treatments do. Because if you look into treatments, that's why when you watch these so-called medical adverts, they say, or they always say it real fast, make all diarrhea, don't bloat in it, you may die. And you're like, what did you say? They say it real quick. Let's go into the history of vaccination real quick. The practice of exposing people to a disease, which is what they're planning on doing, to a disease to protect them against future infections such as variolation, can be traced as far back as 10th century China. Scabs from smallpox victims, again from the heathens, were either placed under the skin or powdered and snorted up the nose to reduce an individual's chances of contracting smallpox. But it was Edward Jenner who drove the widespread use of this practice and in effect established the science of vaccinology as we know it today. He deliberately infected people with a less dangerous relative of smallpox called cowpox and found that it protected them against future infection with both diseases. Pasteur took this idea and developed it still further, reporting methods for attenuating the virulence of microbes so that they could be safely injected into the body and manufactured in bulk quantities for use around the world. Now, Edward Jenner, what is he a relation to Bruce Jenner? These people are weirdos, man, I swear down. So he was an English physician. Edward Jenner, I don't know the abbreviations for this, was an English physician and scientist who pioneered the concept of vaccines, including the treatment of smallpox vaccine, the world's first vaccine. The terms vaccine and vaccination are derived from variola vaccinae, the term devised by Jenner to denote cowpox. So just basically another devil pretending to be the Most High. But really and truly, these people, it says in Isaiah 14:17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the city thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. Because this man is really dead, he just spreads death, pretending that is life, because he does everything upside down, and as the raiment of those that are slain. So this man is covered in blood all the time. He's covered in blood. They'll be speaking to you like they're so peaceable and they're so saintly and they're perfect and white, but they're just covered in blood. All their history is blood, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, and the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So these people, they're not, when they die, there's no honor for them. People pretend to celebrate, but when these people die, no one really misses them. Because to really be missed, you have to be righteous. Where the Lord actually puts it. It's like to me, if you're not with the Most High and you die, it was a vain death. It's not a glorious death. Yahweh Shai is missed in his death, or was missed in his death, and he was perfect. These people don't have the same. What have they really done to people? Yahweh Shai went around healing people. These people go around doing what? So when they die, who really misses them? They didn't they didn't forward the word of the Most High, and that's the whole duty of man. So if these people aren't doing that, then they live a pointless life, and it's a pointless death, because no one's missing you, no one's checking for you when these people are gone. That's why they say, would this be a man, and how everybody's going to rejoice. No one's going to miss you. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. So these people think they're friggin' geniuses, man. They think they know everything. You know, they understand astrology and the trajectory of the orbiting suns and all this superfluous irrelevant information that's not helping no one, because you understand how much gas and how you know dense the gravity is on Mars, and you can't cure nothing. You've cured 2 diseases in friggin' 500 years, and you spent billions upon billions on, you know, medical experimentation and research, and you've cured 2 diseases. Friggin' useless, man. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink. So you know they come with all these philosophies, and they get you to you know take it down and drink it and become drunk off it. So you go around spouting this nonsense as if you justify these people like they've done anything for anybody. You know, when you speak to most people, most people look at these people like, you know, they friggin' cured all the diseases in the world, and they civilized the world, but all they've really done is just cause war and misery everywhere, to the point where people are displaced from their home. You're walking around with your face covered like a freak, and yet these people are still proclaiming that these people are frigging kings on earth, which justify the wicked for a reward. So these people justify the wicked, you know. They herald all these people. I mean, this Edward Jenner guy, they probably he's probably got a statue in some Freemason, you know. I'll call them covens, because they're a bunch of witches, man. In some Freemason lodge somewhere, they got a friggin', you know, statue of him like he's, you know, Yahweh Shai or something. Even though you're not meant to make, you know, idols and pictures for people to worship. But you know, they love to do it because they like to do everything contrary to, you know, natural order and the law of the Most High, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. So they force you to be like these people, because when you're righteous and you try to do what's right, pretty much nothing's gonna work out well for you, man. All the people who stab people in the back, who lie, who do this, you know, they never get nowhere, man. I mean, they get the furthest, should I say. They always get the furthest. You know, when you're trying to be honorable and do things the right way, you never really get nowhere. And anyone who has lived in this world and tries to do right understands that basic principle of this place. You know, because the people reflect the people in charge. So everybody here is pretty much a degenerate, man. This is Daniel 7:2-5. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So he pretty much got run of everything. You know, he's changed everything around. You know, you were given herbs, you know, to cure and to heal your diseases. Now this man's coming with science and his so-called, you know, VACs to help you, even though it doesn't really do anything for you. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. So Israel is going to get the kingdom after this is taken from him, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. And I had to look up this word, cogitations. The act of thinking deeply about something, you know. So Daniel was in deep thought over this, and this is the last scripture, Daniel 8:2-5. And though his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace, which is this VAC, shall destroy many. So really and truly, once you start taking this stuff, as he said, he's going to use a little bit to treat you, you know, by giving you the same thing that he's treating you for. It's like, I'm gonna cure you from being punched by punching you. Okay. And he shall stand, and shall also stand up against the prince of princes, Yahweh Shai, but he shall be broken without hand. And he shall also cause craft to prosper. And when I looked up this word craft, what really struck me is it says exercise skill in making. No. What did it say? Skill used in deceiving others. So he causes deceit to prosper. So this man is just wicked all the way around, man. He's finished. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect.